after being eliminated last night by the Suns, the Pelicans had year-end press conferences today, and one of them was Zion Williamson's. Zion didn't play at all this season, but had plenty of fancy dunks and tracksuits the last couple of weeks on social media and such. Zion talked about missing the season and his future with the Pelicans.
What has this last month or so been like, just watching this run with you guys? I'm talking about just watching the run.
Being real, I'm always be real with y'all. It sucks watching from the sideline because I just want to be out there, but just seeing the potential. We got a lot of great pieces, and I'm excited to get on the court with those guys. From a physical standpoint, I definitely could have played, but me and my team in the front office and the team, we decided that longevity was better than trying to rush back.
You're eligible for extension this summer. If they offered you an extension, would you be willing to accept it?
Of course. Of course.
I
wouldn't be able to sign it fast enough.
I mean, he was honest. He explicitly said it. They got pieces. Brandon Ingram has showed up as a star. And the C.J. McCollum trade, could that be turning out any better? That's why you don't just go with all young players. You bring in a veteran who can still really play. Like a McCollum, things are looking up in New Orleans.
And it really was a performance of the ages. Not only was his 14-of-14 performance the most made shots without a miss in any game in NBA postseason history, but also the only player with more makes without a miss in any game, regular season or playoffs. That's Wilt Chamberlain. What a performance by Chris Paul, and because of it, Suns are headed to the next round as we welcome back Monica McNutt. So Chris Paul carries the Suns. Devin Booker scores 13, but he did return, I think a little bit surprisingly to everyone. So, Monica, what did you see from Booker in his first game action in 9 days?
Well, Matt, I thought Booker looked pretty good considering what you just said, his first game action in 9 days. Could he shoot a little bit of a better percentage? Absolutely, but you have to give him a chance to warm up. When he was tasked with hitting baskets that his team needed late in the ball game, he was able to do so confidently. And to me, you didn't see any gimp. Missed shots are okay. We can live with that. I think if he was out there and you could see his stride struggling because of the injury, then that would be a concern. But I just think this is a warm-up, and he will continue to get better as the playoffs go on. And I also really enjoyed him on the bench. I thought he was great, particularly in the second half as the Pelicans as the Suns were coming up and trying to take back that 10-point deficit at halftime.
So you agreed with the decision to play him limited minutes? Or to play him at all?
I thought that was a smart decision.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, in the next series, which is going to be probably tougher, you can't just throw him to the Wolves. You got to give him a chance to get ramped up. So I agree with the decision.
All right, so that game was on Thursday night. Today's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They play on Monday. He's got 4 days to rest to get ready. Sage, more playoff hoops.
Yeah, let's keep it going. Back to the Eastern Conference Game 6. So much talk about Doc Rivers and his inability, quotes, that's in air quotes, to close out playoff series. Here we go. Oh, hi, Drake. Beautiful kid there. We begin the third quarter as the Raptors trying to stay alive against the Sixers. This is in transition with the Sixers up 6. Now they're up 9 because of Tyrese Maxey. And then next time in transition, Maxey and Harden on the give and go. And Maxey pulls up again. He had 25 and 8 assists in this one. The only player in Sixers franchise history to have multiple games with 25 plus and 5 threes in a single series. He was good. You know who else was pretty good? James Harden. And it's about time. Remember, Joel Embiid said we need a more aggressive James Harden. He came out. He was more aggressive. 22 points, 15 assists as the Sixers outscored Toronto by 20 in the third quarter. Maxey to Embiid, cutting, Euro step off glass and in. He had 33 and 10. Third time this series, he had at least 30 and 10. He has been money. Embiid. This is Maxey to Embiid here. Wide open that time. One-handed slam. Sixers roll big time. 132-97. Nick Nurse. No, what a look by Drake.
What are you doing?
Sorry, guys, it's over as the Sixers advance to play the Heat. Here's Doc Rivers.
I really felt confident going into the game. I'll be honest, and I said that to our guys. But then when I was looking at the schedule, I said, well, this is an important game tonight. This is a must-win for us because, going to play Miami there, we needed a day off. And they, the coaches won't tomorrow. I've already told them, but the players certainly will.
Back to Monica McNutt, and you said on this very show yesterday that Joel Embiid needed to have a 30-point, 10-rebound game for the Sixers to move on. That is exactly what happened. He always listens to you, doesn't he? He should. Onto a Heat team now that had an excellent regular season, but they're not healthy. So as of today, how do you see these two teams matching up?
Well, Sage, when I look at this matchup, I go to big three. And as you mentioned, the Heat's big three, if you consider Kyle Lowry as one of those pieces, is in a little bit of flux as we wait to see what happens with his injury. But then I think about Jimmy Butler, who has been terrific over the series. And then I think about a guy like PJ Tucker in terms of his defensive prowess. But the third member of that big three would be Bam Adebayo. On the other end, for the Sixers, who you're watching, Maxey, Harden, and Embiid. Yes, Embiid had a 30 and 10 plus game, but Maxey and Embiid also played well. To me, in this matchup, you give the Heat the edge in terms of what they can do to those guys defensively. However, the firepower that we saw last night from Philly, in particular, Joel Embiid, when he plays like that, it is really, really tough to come up with answers in terms of how to slow him down. And so those are the 3-on-3 matchups that I'm really excited about. But overall, it's also going to create an opportunity for some role guys to step up big. Max Strus hit some big-time baskets in the series for the Heat versus the Atlanta Hawks. We've seen Tobias Harris get hot at points versus the Toronto Raptors. And so I'm excited to see this X's and O's between two great coaches. It's going to be fun.
You know what else people are excited to see? A healthy Jimmy Butler taking on his former team. It didn't work out so well in Philly with that situation. As Doc said, though, game one, get some rest. It's Monday night in Miami. And by the way, they played tough this season, splitting the season series, but always really close games. Look forward to that thing tipping off on Monday. Thank you, Monica. In the West has been this one. We got a game 6 between the Memphis Grizzlies and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Trash talking Matt has been next level, right? Ja, Cat bringing it. So here's how we got to game 6. T-Wolves set the tone on the road in game 1. Anthony Edwards was so good. 36 points in his playoff debut, along with a 29-point double-double for Karl Anthony Towns. The Grizzlies then bounced back in game 2, a 28-point rout to tie it at 1. Ja, he was a rebound away from a triple-double before handing things over to the Memphis bench. Ja has been excellent. Then the momentum seemed to be swinging back to Minnesota before a huge Game 3 comeback from the Grizzlies. Memphis, remember they were down 26 points? That's how they took a 2-1 series lead, by coming back from that huge deficit. Morant with a triple-double. T-Wolves brought the series level once again, though, in Game 4 off another big one from Karl Anthony Towns. He dropped a playoff career high 33, 2 clutch free throws in the final seconds of the fourth quarter to put this one away. Memphis would bounce back again, coming back from their second double-digit deficit of the series. Ja dropping that one. Incredible still to watch over Malik Beasley. It was the end of the third quarter before sealing the win with the layup in the final seconds. And again, the talk, the drama has been so much fun to watch in this. And we got a game 6 coming your way tonight. Monica McNutt, hello, back with us as we get you set for it. What do the Grizzlies need to do to close this thing out tonight, Monica?
All right, Sage, I think they have to remain true to their identity as a fast-paced defensive squad that puts so much pressure on teams because of the way that they play in the paint. When you look at the stats from the last game, they had 62 points in the paint, which is fantastic. They were plus 11 on the glass, and they shot 15 more free throws than the Timberwolves, and it was still a tightly contested ball game. But to me, that is the formula in which you see the Memphis Grizzlies begin to play with the most confidence and the most swag, when they are getting it done in the paint, both defensively and offensively. And of course, they are one of the best, if not the best, on any given day, transition team in the league. And so if they remain true to who they are and keep putting pressure on the T-Wolves, I think they close it out tonight.
Okay, well, in past chances, they're 4-6 with a chance to clinch the playoff series. Lost 3 of their last 4 such games. So we'll see. It's a new season, new team. What about Minnesota? Monica, what do they have to do to win it and then force game 7?
Counterpoint there, Sage. I think Minnesota actually needs to slow the game down a little bit. And that doesn't mean that they can't score a ton of points. But when the Grizzlies get out in transition, I think it's tough for the T-Wolves, obviously, to defend them and then to kind of keep out, because there's so many people coming at the paint with such a tremendous amount of speed. When I thought back to game 4, in fact, I thought Karl Anthony Towns was at his best when he caught the ball, took a second to survey, and then attacked the paint of the Grizzlies. Even for Anthony Edwards, when he's operating in that half-court set, whether he comes and works off of a screen or catches the ball after it swings and moves because Chris